Welcome to the start of Big South Conference play. The honeymoon is over, and now it's High Point and Campbell opening up the Big South Conference slate. The Panthers, the best three-point shooting team in the league, against the top defensive club at Campbell here this afternoon on ESPN+. Thank you for joining us inside Gore Arena, alongside the Hall of Fame coach Wanda Watkins, Evan Budrovich with you. High Point replaces three starters from last year's club that scored 50 points a game. Campbell, they're balanced. 4 players with at least 8 points per night. Coach, what must these teams do to start conference play strong?
Well, I know they're excited. You know, tipping off conference. Everything that's happened prior to now has been dress rehearsal. I think it's a great rivalry between both these clubs. It should make for a great one, this basketball game this afternoon.
High Point is the top scoring duo in the league, led by Skylar Curran. She can light it up, the sophomore guard, 17 points per night. What does she do so well?
Well, she's coming off of a game where she had 28 points and 10 rebounds, and she's just a sophomore. Impressive. She's doing a lot for her team.
Curran leads the Big South in scoring, a dynamic offensive player. For Campbell, the senior guard, Haley Barber, what must she do on both ends of the floor to help Campbell get a win?
Barber, too, is coming off of a great game with 19 points against Hofstra. She's got to do the little things. She makes this team tick. She's their gutsy player. She's their leader. It's going to be important for her to make everybody around her better today.
Since this is the start of conference play, let's lay out and get you all set for this matchup. Campbell and High Point. First of 2 meetings. High Point picked 6th in the preseason, and Campbell picked 4th, getting you all ready for Big South Conference play. And with that, now it's time for tip-off. Alongside Wanda Watkins, Evan Budrovich with you for the start of conference play. Laura McNamara-Clement and Amaria McNear on the opening tip. And Tooley and the Camels start with the basketball. They're coming off their worst shooting performance of the year. The Campbell team that averages 65 a night. Good defense by McNear on the first possession. And now High Point right up the floor with Cameron Brown, the point guard.
High Point looking really aggressive defensively on that possession as they open the basketball game.
High Point loves to shoot threes, 35 attempts per game. That is best in the league. Here's a quick shot from Shire, and an early miss for the Panthers.
Shire can shoot the basketball, you know. She had a great state championship game for her high school team.
An offensive rebound for Tooley, and she puts home the first points for Campbell. As you check out the Sunbelt Reynolds starting lineups. Campbell going with 2 forwards today, trying to match the size of High Point with Danielle Duell, number 33 in the post. Now McNear to work, spins up and misses.
McNamara-Clement makes it tough inside for people. She's a great one-on-one defender in this league.
A quick feed in the Bolden in the post, and there's that defense of High Point, forcing another turnover. And Taya Bolden gives it away as Chelsea Banbury's club playing some good defense here in the first minute.
Looking really scrappy, very aggressive, making it hard to make passes to the post player. They're taking those passes away inside.
Cameron Brown open for 3. And Tooley with the defensive board. Campbell, the best rebounding team in this league. That's going to be tested today against the three-point shooters of High Point. McNamara-Clement tries to go up herself, and it's off of High Point. That was an issue for Ronnie Fisher the last game against Hofstra, settling for 33s. What do you like about their approach in this first 2 minutes?
Well, they're looking to push it inside there and take advantage. McNamara-Clement can score in there. Campbell's working to get the ball inside. High Point's trying to make it hard for them to get those touches, however.
Now in the hands of the captain, Haley Barber. Slips it to McNamara-Clement as the shot clock hits 10. Serrano zigzags in and draws a foul. Second team foul of this quarter.
Smart play by Serrano, splitting the gap on that and drawing the foul. Smart play.
Luana Serrano, one of those 4 players averaging at least 8 for this balanced Campbell offense. And it's led by Tooley, who gets right to the hole, and she's got 4 early points.
She got that step, and she took full advantage of it. She makes it look easy, doesn't she?
Shai Tooley coming off an 11-point night in Hofstra, New York. And Campbell the early 4-0 lead. Cameron Brown looking to answer. The scoop shot rolls out. Offensive rebound knocked around, and Barber secures it. Back comes Campbell in transition. Lauren left open. Thule launches a three and nails it from the wing.
Hey, she says, okay, I can do this right by myself if I have to.
A 7-0 start for Shai Thule, the sophomore guard out of Tennessee. High Point looking for its first points here today in the hands of Skylar Curran. She leads the Big South in scoring at almost 18 a night. Curran to the hole, lays it in.
Tell you, she's got good size. She's lanky, good speed for her size.
Curran scored 28 in her last game against Greensboro. That was a career high for the sophomore.
Looks like they're going to give McNamara Clement that shot on the perimeter. She can hit that.
Barber gets to the free throw line. A tough floater and a foul on the shot with Barber drawing contact. That foul is on McNear, which is her first.
Good call by the official. There's definitely some bodying up on that one.
So Haley Barber at 9 points per game, coming off her best scoring night, 19 on the road. What must she do to get this offense going along with Thule in this first quarter?
Well, I think she's doing a good job. She's cutting close off these screens, and she's finding the post player. She's, you know, now we'll see if McNamara Clement's going to take that three-point shot they're giving her. I wouldn't be surprised if she does it before long.
Chelsea Bamberry in her first year from Florida Gulf Coast, a program that wins 20 games a year consistently. She brings a three-point shooter's approach to her program.
She really does. They've got a great program down there at Florida Gulf Coast. Carl Smesko, he's done a tremendous job. One of the great coaches in women's basketball today. And she played for him. She coached with him. She was his associate head coach. And going to be interesting to see her build this
One of her
program.
leading scorers is Skylar Curran, and a quick 4 points for the leading scorer. That's a player that's going to really help the transition for High Point with her scoring ability. Yeah,
she's going to be an eyesore for the Campbells, I'm sure, and everyone else in the league, because she's just a sophomore. We're going to be seeing a lot of her down the road.
High Point has to replace their top 3 scorers, combined to score 50 points last year. That's tough to do, but we're seeing it early with Curran today. Shot clock down to 7 for Thule. Thule with 4, gets the shot off of the free throw line, and it rolls in.
Hey, she's feeling it. She's ready to go. She said, this Christmas break was good for me. I'm ready to play some ball.
Zaria Wright gets an easy look and can't finish. Little transition opportunity for the Panthers.
Campbell got a good break on that.
Bolden gets past the first layer of defense, goes right through 2 defenders and can't finish. Right again into the front court.
Point's really pushing.
Oh, right, shoves it in Serrano. That's an offensive foul. Ronnie Fisher has to be pleased with his defense there. The fourth-year coach is the active wins leader in the Big South. What does he do to lead this program to such a strong start?
Well, I tell you, Coach Fisher is such a great teacher of the game. He's just a tremendous teacher, and his teams are so prepared, night in and night out, but some of the best defensive teams in the country that he's coached.
Ronnie Fisher, in fact, nearing 100 wins in conference play alone, as he's now entering his 11th year in the Big South between Presbyterian and Campbell. Setting up the sharpshooter in Thule, and she just can't miss.
Oh, yeah, they're running Thule off those staggered screens now, and she's getting some open looks. That could be trouble for High Point if they don't counteract that.
11 points for Thule. She's not missed a shot from the field. High Point searching for a response. Remember, High Point, they shoot 33s a game, but work it into the post to Curran, who lays it in.
They're doing a good job. Now, that was a smart play by High Point. They pinned up Barber. They took Curran to the hole and pinned her up against Barber and threw it over the top.
Last year's meeting was an offensive show. 70-69 in this building. High Point came storming back down 15 in the final quarter. Campbell out in front quickly today as Barber launches a 3, and the senior continues the hot start. Timeout, Chelsea Banbury, as High Point searching for answers on the defensive end. We take a timeout as well. Campbell up 10 here on ESPN+.
Hard work, a love for the game, is mandatory down here. Sacrifice, a desire to be great, lives down here.
Perez open 3, yes!
Excellence, the will to compete, persists down here.
For the win!
This is the Big South, where winners are made.
Geico makes it easy to get help when I need it. With licensed agents available 24/7, it's not just easy. It's having Jerome Bettis on your flag football team easy. Go get him, Bus!
Oh. Come on, Bus. Come on. Hey, wait. I'm glad I got the flag. I got your flag, man. I got your flag.
It's Geico Easy, with licensed agents available 24/7.
49-0.
Bon boy.
Discover the new language of travel.
Bonvoy.
Marriott Bonvoy. 30 hotel brands, endless experiences. Rewards reimagined.
Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
Whether it's the practice field or weight room, in class or on game day, we compete down here. We put in work, day in and day out, to take a step forward towards degrees, championships. Our goals? Excellence on every level. 11 schools, more than 4,000 student athletes, one attitude. We are the Big South, where winners are made.
Shai Tooley is cooking in this first quarter. 5 for 5 from the field and a quick start with 11 points.
Yeah, Campbell's doing a great job of screening for her. She's getting some open looks, and she is nailing it, making it look simple.
Shai Tooley in double figures for the 22nd time in her career. She is just a sophomore and certainly a shooter that seems very confident this afternoon.
11 points already, I'd say so, wouldn't you?
Has yet to miss from the field for High Point. It's been Skylar Curran with all 6 points. She is also perfect. So really our 2 stars have come in ready to go.
Yep.
Now Ashlyn Hampton in defensively for Campbell. She's guarding Amaria McNear. Brittany Staves, the freshman, has the assignment of Curran this time. Wright with a tough shot, and it's blocked by Hampton. Now Tooley running the show in transition. Campbell, the 2nd highest scoring team in the league, and they have been putting on a show. Tooley again, her first miss. Yeah, that ball goes out of bounds. Good box out by Cameron Brown.
Well, she can miss, I guess, there. But definitely has had a hot hand for Campbell.
High Point brings in some size here as China McMichael, the junior from Indianapolis, checks in. She had her best game against Butler in a hometown trip back to Indy. Double figure in points and 5 rebounds. Now she has the ball here. 4 minutes left in this first quarter. Don't sleep on Shire, the 3-point marksman.
She can shoot it, Brown can shoot it, Curran can shoot it.
Right to the hole.
But Campbell's defense is really sustaining their offense right now.
Brittany Staves with the stop. And now Campbell up 10, their largest lead of the day. Barber, bounce pass is kicked away. And a smart defensive play by McMichael there to save a would-be layup.
Campbell's getting a lot off their picks and roll, their basic picks and rolls right now. They're really getting a lot created, and they're taking full advantage of it.
Campbell at home is yet to lose this year, and there seems to be a confidence in this first quarter. What have you noticed about Campbell, especially here at home?
Well, you know, coming off those 2 losses before Christmas, that makes you hungry. I think this ball club's hungry, and they're also wanting to get off to a good start in the league.
Tooley with back-to-back misses. And she started 5 for 5 from the field, but Campbell gets a fresh 20. Shot clock down to 10 for Hampton up top.
There's
Campbell runs
pick.
its look, setting up Staves. Can't get the bucket, but is fouled going up. And the freshman, Brittany Staves, to the free throw line.
Again, coming off a beautiful back screen there, getting a wide open lane to the basket. Campbell's doing a really superb job of setting screens and getting a lot of open, isolated shots for their team.
Brittany Staves, one of the 3 freshmen on this team. She leads all the newcomers with 6 points per game. But it's really been her impact outside of scoring that's impressed Ronnie Fisher.
She's been impressive. She's strong, she's physical, she's not afraid, she gets after it. Very impressive, particularly as a freshman player for Campbell.
Brittany Staves on the season, also good from the free throw line, 65%.
What's been so impressive about this Campbell team, too, is how they go to their bench so regularly and get such a lift. Here, Coach Fisher has had a lot of substitutions within the last minute or so, and they've only upped their tempo. They've only upped their point productivity. It's been impressive, their depth.
And what's fascinating is in the game against Hofstra, it was the first time all year Campbell's bench got outscored, which does not typically happen in a 3-point loss in New York.
Very unusual.
Back at home playing with some confidence today as Cameron Brown tries to get her scoring going. Staves there to clean it up, and Campbell, they've limited High Point to just 3 of 10 shooting. Saranya right into the post to Hampton. Good spin to her left and lays it off the window.
That's tough to defend there. She was behind her. Dual chose to play behind her, and she turned right over her right shoulder, went to the basket using her left hand.
7-0 run for Campbell in these last 2 minutes. Now it's Courtney Meadows, the backup point guard in there. Laying it off for McMichael. Good move with the left hand, but can't complete it. Here comes Campbell again. This Campbell team, top 2 in the Big South in almost every offensive category. We're starting to see that on full display, led by Thule and the rest of this crew tonight.
Yeah, their depth is just tremendous for them, and it's really paying off for them night in and night out.
Faith Price, the freshman, with it now as she finds a wide open Hampton, gets the layup to go, and a 9-0 run for Campbell.
Campbell's doing a good job now of pushing the ball inside. You know, High Point's playing behind, and they're carrying it in there, and they're being productive.
High Point searching for answers. This is Shire going up and drawing the foul. That's Callie Shire, the freshman from Clemens, North Carolina. Much more effective than her small 5'2" frame.
Very effective. As I mentioned earlier, you know, when she was playing in their state championship game for West Forsyth, setting a state record in 3-pointers. So she could shoot it too, hitting 7 3-pointers in one game.
Was the MVP of that state championship tournament out of the 4A division. Shire high school teammates with an effective scorer as well, Skylar Curran. And the full connection, their head coach, Brittany Cox, played for Wanda and is a Campbell grad. Very good program in the middle part of the state.
Yeah, she actually played at Pfeiffer, but she worked here for us for a couple of years, and she was a tremendous, she is going to be an amazing coach for women's basketball, already making a tremendous impact in the high school game.
High Point breaks the run, but Saranyu returns the favor with a nice layup.
Campbell just can't seem to do a whole lot wrong right now. Offensively, they're being
How about this tenacious defense by Faith Price, and it forces a traveling violation, bringing the entire bench up from their seat. They have to love the effort of Faith Price on defense.
Absolutely, and I think their defense is, as always, is motivating to their offense. It's creating a good rhythm for Campbell right now. They're holding High Point well under their scoring productivity and doing a good job pushing up the floor.
An open look for Price, and she can't finish. Good rebound by Danielle Duell. Back comes Meadows into the front court. Meadows blows by Price, but is fouled on her way into the basket. Ashland Hampton called for the foul, and Ronnie Fisher can't believe it. Actually, they called it on Price. That's her first.
Maybe we'll get another look at that.
But Faith Price, just a freshman, did not play in her last game. Getting some major minutes here this afternoon. The assignment today, slow down Skylar Curran, the leading scorer in the league. Throws it into Duell, and a crafty layup from the baseline.
Yeah, it was a pretty good drop step move there by Duell. Carrying the ball to the inside, showing the ball, and then turning and going back to her other side to score.
Chelsea Banbury was telling us Duell had her best game against Greensboro last week. I'll fight for the rebound, and Duell comes up with it. Now High Point looking to push.
Yeah, good scrap all over the floor.
High Point can hold for the final shot in this first quarter. They're shooting just 30% against this stingy Campbell D. Now in the hands of Brown. She wants a triple from the top of the key, and it rolls out. Offensive rebound, knocked around to Meadows. Shot up with 2, goes with her left, and that ends the first quarter. Campbell's defense setting the tone here in the Big South Conference opener. A 14-point lead through one quarter. And when we come back, quarter number 2 here in Buies Creek. Welcome back here at the start of the second quarter. Campbell up by 14, and it was led by Shai Tooley. She outscored High Point in the first quarter with 11 from the field. What did she do so well to carry this offense?
Well, she's such a tremendous shooter anyway. Look at how she gets her feet under her, elevates perfectly. She makes that jump shot look so easy. That comes from being in the gym, shooting and practicing an awful lot of shots. But Campbell's doing a good job, too, getting her off some screens and giving her some open looks, which she was very productive in that quarter.
Shai Tooley double figures in 2 straight games. And more importantly, it seems effortless for Tooley, who made her first 5 shots from the field.
Yeah, she does make it look easy. And like I said, she's one of those young ladies that you see in the gym frequently working. You don't shoot the ball like that without being productive after hours.
That's a kick ball on Saranya as High Point looks to get its offense going.
Yeah, the one player that hasn't really countered into the offensive in terms of scoring for High Point yet is Brown, and she's a very productive player for them. But Campbell's doing a good job keeping a fresh person on her all the time.
It's Saranya now defensively on Brown, the second leading scorer in the Big South. Slip pass is intercepted by Bolden, and a 4th turnover for High Point. That ball's batted around to Curran, and another turnover, this time forced by the Panthers. Skylar Curran started perfect from the field, 6 points. She has not taken a shot since the first 3 minutes. It's Meadows open for 3, and that's a brick. A forced shot there by Courtney Meadows. Now, that's one thing Chelsea Banbury told us. She wants every player on the floor to shoot a 3. It doesn't matter where, as long as they're open and confident.
Yeah, you know, she's a firm believer in that system. She's going to incorporate it into her program here at High Point.
High Point, their last game, shot 45 three-pointers. Today, they have just 5 of them and have yet to hit. And this ball's tipped around to Curran, and now numbers in transition. Curran spins away from Barber. Excellent move with the left hand and lays it in.
Oh, good change of pace there. Turn to her left. Nice move by Curran.
8 points for Skylar Curran, the leading scorer in the Big South. Trying to keep High Point around in this second quarter.
Check out the stagger screen for Thule there.
McNamara Clement backing down Duel. Can't make the shot with her left hand. That's a matchup Campbell wants to exploit, but haven't been able to finish.
You notice High Point coming down and their three-point shooter spotting up.
Well, how about Cameron Brown? They're shooting from 30 feet.
Campbell's not letting go in transition on their three-point shooters.
So High Point, the best three-point shooting team in the league. They're 0 for 6 today. Barber the other direction, forces up a shot. Offensive rebound for McNamara Clement, and this time she cleans it up.
Yeah, good second chance point by McNamara Clement, stepping through the defense again and putting up that shot.
She's shooting 50% in her last 5 games. 1 for 2 today. McMichael looking for help. She finds Curran, and we have a foul away from the ball. Cameron Brown drawing the contact on, I believe, Taya Bolden. Actually, no, it's on Haley Barber.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of push. Haley was coming through that screen and maybe pushed off a little bit with her upper body on that screen.
So now High Point, they're shooting just 27%, looking to get something going. It's been all Curran today with 8 points. Where can they find answers today, Coach?
Well, you know, they just got to be patient. Oftentimes when you start off like this, you get a little bit tight and tense.
Another miss for 3 is High Point, now 0 for 7 for downtown.
Like there's a lid on it. It really is, and I think they're just tensing up. They're just going to have to keep shooting it and be patient.
Back into McNamara Clement, and a 3-second call against Campbell. That time had the post position for the junior forward out of Raleigh.
Yeah, she said, give it to me, give it to me. She didn't get it in time. Got to work to get out of there quickly.
Yeah, how much responsibility there is on the post player, and what's that like for the guard trying to get it into her?
Yeah. Takes a balance of both, it really does.
Start of Big South Conference play today. Every team is perfect so far, and Campbell has shown some excellence on defense. Curran forces up a shot with 6, and Skylar Curran has now missed her last 3 from the field.
Skylar's trying to carry her team. And
Bolden gets the ball back, shovels it out to Barber. Haley Barber finds an avenue, slips it off to McNamara Clement, and that shot goes out of bounds. It's Campbell basketball. Last touch by China McMichael.
Looked like Barber passed that to McNamara Clement off the backboard, didn't it?
Almost intentional, if you will.
Uh-huh.
The gift that keeps on giving here past the Christmas holiday. As Serrano spots up for the free throw line and an air ball for Lou. You don't see that too often from Serrano, and Ronnie Fisher wants to talk this over. Timeout on the court. We'll take the break as well. Campbell up 14 here in the first half.
Hard work, a love for the game, is mandatory down here. Sacrifice, a desire to be great, lives down here.
Perez open 3, yes!
Excellence, the will to compete, persists down here.
For the win!
This is the Big South, where winners are made.
Geico makes it easy to get help when I need it. With licensed agents available 24/7, it's not just easy. It's having Jerome Bettis on your flag football team easy. Go get him, Bus!
Ooh. Come on, Bus. Come on. Hey, wait. I'm gonna get the flag. I got your flag, man. I got your flag.
It's Geico Easy, with licensed agents available 24/7.
49-0.
1 point.
Discover the new language of travel.
Bon voy.
Marriott Bonvoy. 30 hotel brands, endless experiences, rewards reimagined.
Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
Whether it's the practice field or weight room, in class or on game day, we compete down here. We put in work, day in and day out, to take a step forward towards degrees, championships. Our goals? Excellence on every level. 11 schools, more than 4,000 student athletes, one attitude. We are the Big South, where winners are made.
This is the start of Big South Conference play, so of course the records are all determined today. Along with Coach Wanda Watkins of Budgeridge with you. We see High Point off to a slow start at 2-7. Campbell and Asheville having some of the better non-conference slates. Who stood out to you so far this season?
Well, you know, it's hard to tell really in the non-conference schedule because different teams have different philosophies. Some people play really up to try to better themselves for conference play, but certainly Campbell, Asheville, Gardner-Webb have all really had a good pre-conference schedule as indicated there in the standings. But you know, when conference play starts, anything can happen. The season is young. It's hard to believe it's December and we're playing conference basketball.
Well, how about Ronnie Fisher calling a timeout? He didn't like what his team did on the last possession. And a club that has shot it at 50% today. He wants to fine-tune the details here.
You got to love that about Coach Fisher. Up by 14 and still teaching the game every step of the way.
A turnover forced here by Thule, who's been excellent. 11 points to lead her squad. Almost outscoring High Point midway through the second quarter. Back into the post to Bolden. Gets position and draws the foul. Nice look there by Taya Bolden, the redshirt junior, as she goes to the free throw line.
Yeah, Campbell was being methodical here. There's a pin-up. Good position, going up strong, but drew the foul, so we'll have to get it at the free throw line here.
Taya Bolden, 72% from the line. And her free throw improvement has been very noticeable from about 40% last year, almost doubling it here this season.
And it's so important, too, being a post player, and with her size and her ability to maneuver inside, she's going to be able to continue to knock those free throws in. There's a great improvement for Bolden this year at the free throw line.
Campbell now with 7 different players that have scored. High Point has 8 from Kern, and that's about it. Don't tell Shire as she launches a 3 short. High Point still searching for their first made 3 in this contest. And keep in mind, this is a team that makes 10 a game. That's the best in the league.
Yeah, they're shooting quick, too, so Campbell's getting even more opportunities at the other end of the floor since they're not hitting and making a difference in the game.
Largest lead for Campbell today as the ball goes back to Bolden. Shot clock did not reset. Good look at McNamara Clement. And a foul on the way up. That's McMichael with the foul. Coach Banbury thought that might have been a block there, and instead 2 free throws for Lauren.
Beautiful, beautiful look there by Thule to McNamara Clement. I mean, she could have taken that shot. You know, when you see a player that close to the basket underneath, you want to do what Thule did very unselfishly and get her the ball. Beautiful pass.
We've also seen from Campbell today, knock on wood a bit here, but a perfect start from the free throw line at 7 for 7. An area that Campbell has really worked on this year, shooting almost 70% as a team. There's your first miss. And now High Point searching for points. They haven't scored in 3 minutes. In the hands of Cameron Brown, the point guard who's second in the conference in scoring. She has yet to put a point on the board today. Back in the hands of Brown. Tenacious defense by Serrano. Now Barber on the switch. Curran is open for 3. And another miss. 9 straight misses from downtown. Barber works it back up to McNamara Clement. Sets up Thule from the wing. And a rare miss from Thule. We have a foul on the floor. That's Bolden drawing the foul on High Point. McNear picks up her first.
Good opportunity for Campbell again here on another possession to continue their productivity.
Bolden leads Campbell in offensive rebounding. Drawing a foul that time is the shot denied by Curran. What a play there by the sophomore.
Yeah, it was, because Tooley's coming off of 3 stagger screens here. That was the third, and Curran comes out of nowhere to knock that one back.
It's not just the scoring, it's also the defense for Curran. McNamara Clement with an air ball, but Campbell gets it back. And Tooley traveled, giving it away. Skylar Curran even on that possession, all up in the face of Tooley.
Yeah. Trying to get her team up and fired up and ready to go.
We have 2 of the top 3 scoring teams in the Big South, and yet neither team's made a shot in 3 minutes. Let's see if that changes on this possession in the hands of Curran. 8 points today for the Big South's leading scorer. And she works 25 feet from the basket. Curran with a step back tray. Misses off the heel, and Bolden's there to clean it up. Can Campbell break their 0 for 5 slump from the field? They work it into Bolden. Sizing up McMichael, goes to the right. Offensive rebound, rolled around the baseline, and out of bounds off of Campbell. And now Ronnie Fisher will go to his bench with Brittany Staves and Ashlyn Hampton, both who had productive minutes in the first quarter.
Yes, they really did. Hampton particularly had 2 really pretty moves inside in the paint for Campbell, and Staves has got to the free throw line. Just a physical, productive freshman for Campbell. She's going to be a great player for Campbell.
High Point's coming off a 70-point outing in a loss to Greensboro. They made 11 threes in that game. Now can they convert their first, and another miss for Curran. Kiana Spate, fresh off the bench for Campbell, leaves it off for Barber. An open 3 on the way, and it's short. Shots just are not falling in this second quarter. Good slip pass into McMichael, and Cameron Brown sets her up for an easy 2.
Brown showing her charisma out on the floor and how she can make things happen for her team. It was a beautiful pass, and showing why she does so well when it comes to assists in the league. And
despite no points today, we see 2 assists now for Brown. She's trying to find ways to keep her team involved.
Yeah, Brown doesn't turn the ball over much either. She's second in the conference in assist turnover ratio. She's just a well-rounded little floor general out for her team.
Curran, a good slip pass again to McMichael, drawing the foul, and a chance for a 3-point play. China McMichael being rewarded for running the floor.
Yeah, it's pretty and a great effort by High Point with the big girl running the floor.
China McMichael, the junior from Indianapolis, to the free throw line. She has started 2 of the last 3 games with a big injury to Maya Bull, one of the best rebounders in the Big South. And High Point, not a real healthy roster this year, just 9 active players. They've had to mix and match bodies, especially here to start conference.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for them, but they're getting, a lot of players are getting some opportunities that they wouldn't have otherwise, and probably come March they'll be better by it all if they can get some of their folks back.
Lou Serrano working through the key, all the way to the hole, and she lays it in.
Well, a dribbling exhibition on that one. To her left, back to her right, back to her left and right.
Serrano now up to 4 points. And Campbell extended its lead to 15. Shire trying to respond. The left-hander can really shoot it. Goes to the hole this time and lays it in.
Freshman, young player again, who's got a bright future for High Point down the road.
Now Barber working off the pick and roll. Slips it out to Staves, who almost lost it. And with the final 2 minutes coming up, we have a double dribble. Staves gives it away. And this second quarter for Campbell, they have struggled just 15% from the field. What must they do to match their first quarter success?
Well, it's tough to shoot 75% from the floor in the entire game. You got to figure at some point they're going to miss some of those shots.
Shire running the point for the Panthers. Slipping it in to Curran, who is stripped by Bolden. And High Point gets it back. The shot clock did not reset. And Dool is called for the offensive foul. How about the effort of Taya Bolden to take the charge?
Yeah, getting her feet in place there, getting her body in position, being gutsy. You know, it takes a little guts to take a charge like that. And so those are the little things that Coach Fisher's looking for in his ball club. Little things like that make or break your team down the stretch.
Campbell's not made a basket from the field in 2 minutes. They put it in the hands of their leading scorer in Tooley. Tooley bounces it out to McNamara Clement. Campbell can reset. Serrano stripped to the paint. Good turnover forced by Shire. Now McMichael out running. Bolden, hands all over McMichael, and it is out of bounds. Campbell basketball. Taya Bolden all over the dribbling of McMichael, forcing the turnover.
Yeah, good effort by both teams there. You know, High Point coming up with the steal at this end, and then Campbell coming up with it back down at the other end of play. Unfortunately, a lot of times you see that in a game. One turnover will lead to another turnover when you get in a hurry sometimes.
You see Campbell trying to set up Tooley here in the corner as we hit the final minute of this first half. Tooley leads all players in scoring with 11. Campbell searching for balance here late in the quarter as Bolden passes it back to McNamara Clement, and an easy finish.
Nice pass post to post there.
We've seen 2 steals from Bolden today. We've seen a charge drawn and 8 rebounds. Her presence has been all over, especially starting today.
I think it's all about productivity. And
another miss for Shire as High Point 0 for 11 from downtown.
I was impressed by Bolden's answer in one of our post-game shows when I asked her about starting and not starting, and she said, hey, you know, it's all about doing your job when you get called on. We know that anybody can start on any given night.
And Bolden in the start tonight, playing excellent, her 3rd start of the season. Serrano with 7.5 to go. Tries to work a pass out, it goes to Barber. 2 seconds left. Barber gets it off in time, and that ends the first half. Campbell jumped out quickly, holding on to a 15-point lead through 1 half of play. When we come back, the Geico halftime report here in the Big South Conference opener. Campbell up 15. Welcome back to the Geico Halftime Report. Geico, a proud sponsor of the Big South Conference. It's the Big South opening weekend here at women's basketball, and Campbell, first in alphabetical order, and having some fun here at home. The mascots enjoying a big offensive performance. Campbell at 15 here at the break, alongside the Hall of Fame coach, Wanda Watkins. Evan Budrovich with you. And Wanda, we saw in the first quarter, Campbell shoot nearly 75%. Shai Tooley was off and rolling, and at High Point just could not get their offense going. The best three-point shooting team in the league, and they did not make a three in the first half.
Yeah, it's Campbell's done a great job on their three-point defense, but it was such a lift for them starting the game with the enthusiasm and the productivity that they had. You know, that has made it difficult for High Point. They have not been able to overcome the start of the game in that first quarter yet.
Not only did High Point miss a bunch of three-point shots, they didn't get the traditional scoring from Cameron Brown, who second in the conference in scoring. She's 0 for 5 from the field. Really, it's been Curran trying to lead this charge with 8 points. And then for Campbell, you have 8 different players that have scored. And we mentioned coming in that strength versus strength. What has Campbell's balance been able to do today?
I think it's a thing that game in and game out, to me, that makes a decisive difference for Campbell is their depth, night in and night out. You know, a lot of teams, when they have fluid substitutions, the scoring there'll be a little bit of a scoring deficit. With Campbell, it continues to rise. It continues to go up, and I think that's a big plus for their team. That's going to be something that I know Coach Fisher is going to hope will continue throughout their conference play.
Campbell up 15 here at the break. When we come back, more from the Geico Halftime Report. A reminder, fans, Geico, a proud sponsor of the Big South Conference. For the best rates, book with Geico today. Head at BigSouthSports.com/Geico. Geico halftime report. Campbell up 15 at the break, and it all started with Shai Tooley, 11 first quarter points.
She really got off to a great start for Campbell. You know, it was just dynamite, red hot. The team did a good job of setting a lot of screens for her. She took full advantage of it. Just got a beautiful jump shot.
She started 5 for 5 from the field, and It was a good back and forth. Campbell jumped out early by 10. They now lead by 15 at the break thanks to this balanced scoring effort.
Yeah, you know, and there was a 14-point deficit for High Point in the first quarter. That's something that they haven't overcome that we talked about a few minutes ago. They just haven't overcome that yet.
Skylar Curran tried to help. 8 points in the first half. A bunch of that coming to the first quarter. And then in transition, Curran, such a strong finish here. That's 6 of her 8 points.
Showing her versatility.
But it was all Campbell in half number 1, led by Thule, and High Point trying to hang around. When we come back, we'll have some more from halftime, including stats and things of note. But, Coach, we will talk about that right after this on ESPN+. Welcome back to the Geico Halftime Report. Campbell up 15 here at the break, trying to move to 5-0 at home on the season, taking on a High Point club at 2-7, searching for their first win in the conference. A reminder, fans, Marriott is an official partner of the Big South Conference. Marriott and Bonvoy, proud sponsor of the Big South. Check them out, especially with these teams traveling all throughout the conference slate. Right now, it's Campbell up 15, but a big stretch of games coming up in conference play. We'll see Upstate here at home on the 31st to end the year. And then, Coach, that first road trip at Asheville, at Longwood, a good chance to face two of the better teams in the league before returning home to face Gardner-Webb.
Absolutely. It's on now. The heat's on. It's time to play your best basketball this time of the year. And little unusual playing a couple conference games before Christmas, but when you have a 20-game conference schedule, you have to do that. And but usually everybody's accustomed to come to New Year to having conference games.
How do you feel about playing at Asheville, at Hampton, and at Radford early, especially on the road against three of the good teams in the league?
Well, as a coach, you probably you'd probably rather get that out of the way with early and then have them coming back to you late.
Absolutely. When we come back, time for half number 2. Campbell and High Point here on ESPN+. So in this first half, we saw Shai Thule score 11 and Luana Saranya with some productive minutes as well. How do those two guards complement each other so well?
Well, can you imagine playing against both of them? But she had a great change of pace dribble there to get her to the basket, and both are skilled players that are such assets to their team.
Ronnie Fisher, a man of the clipboard, and he told us coming in, this is a nice chance to hit the reset button after 2 tough losses. They seem to be very focused here in this first half.
You know, losing can do that to you. It can just keep you humble and make you hungry, and it's definitely done that for Campbell coming off those 2 losses that they had before Christmas, playing very effectively.
And for High Point, Chelsea Banbury's club, they have yet to make a three-pointer. This team averages 10 made threes a game. How can they find their rhythm, especially shooting the ball from long range?
Well, you got to keep taking it. And I'm sure with a Banbury club, they're going to do that. So we'll see what this half brings.
Fittingly, Florida Gulf Coast, her former team, leads the country in three-pointers. And High Point very similar in how they're going to shoot a lot of shots from downtown. Well, here we go. Time for half number 2. Campbell in that second quarter scored just 9 points. A slow second after a fantastic first.
Yeah, it's really been the first quarter that's made the difference for Campbell.
Working in the McNamara Clement in the post. Goes right to work on Duel, comes up way off. And Bolden with the rebound draws an early foul.
Bolden showing her versatility, real innate ability to get to the offensive glass.
That's on McNear with the foul, already her 3rd. So some early foul trouble for an undermanned High Point squad. And now the Panthers will go to the bench. This is Olivia Van Slooten, the senior forward, who started 30 games last year. Has now come off the bench most of this season. Asked to defend Bolden here in the second half. Saranya trying to dribble her way through and turns it over to Curran. Great defense from the Panthers. Curran gets it out in front to Brown. And Cameron Brown still has not scored. She's second in the conference in scoring.
So an unusual day for her, and second half is still young, however.
You have to imagine Ronnie Fisher coming into this game said defend the three-pointer and slow down that duo of Curran and Brown. How have they performed in those 2 metrics?
Well, Campbell's done well. I'd say their game plan has been good. And the key element for them is to make it last another half.
Barber looks to score the first points of half number 2 and nails the jumper.
Barber brushing that shoulder, coming off the screen, getting the open look.
Campbell at home, undefeated this year. Their scoring has averaged nearly 70 in Gore Arena. Dipped down to the mid-50s on the road, and we're seeing a nice offensive start for Ronnie Fisher's club. Olivia Van Slooten dared to shoot, instead lays it off. Curran now in the corner, good pass in the middle, deflected by Saranya with a turnover.
Yeah, she didn't get the credit for that one, but she caused it to happen, that's for sure.
Thule wants to pick up where she left off in the first half and gets a friendly bounce.
She said, I think I'll do that.
Remember, she started the game 5 for 5 from the field. That was her first make in 5 attempts.
First 11 points for Campbell, if I remember correctly.
Callie Shire with a quick 3, and another miss for High Point. This is 12 misses from downtown, uncharacteristic for a Coach Banbury club. Offensive rebound, tipped to McNamara Clement, and a fresh 20 for Campbell.
Campbell getting some second chance opportunities. Having to move quickly with that no reset on the shot clock, or the reset.
Barber is tripped up, driving to the bucket. That's Callie Shire with the foul. And we've seen Campbell be a lot more aggressive driving to the basket today, and it's certainly seemed to pay off.
They're just playing with a good enthusiasm, Campbell is. Playing with a lot of energy, creating things because they're doing
and
all
it's
the
interesting,
little things.
Especially after the Christmas break, there's typically 2 edges to that spectrum, and it seems like Campbell has been fully invested in playing hard out of this break.
Well, it really does.
Where does that come from?
Well, I think, they're trying to they're on a mission right now. They want people to understand in this league how good they are and how good they can be. And they're probably on a mission to show people, hey, I think we're going to be a little better than we were picked.
What a pass by Bolden,
Beautiful.
setting up McNamara Clement.
Bowden with another assist.
Back comes Wright, trying to respond for High Point. They've yet to score in this third quarter. The Panthers, they put up nearly 60 a game, but it's been a struggle today as Wright is denied. Campbell comes right back with it. Serrano slips it out to Bolt. And Barber can slow it down early in this third quarter. Setting up Serrano from the wing.
She's going to hit one of those in a minute. They're leaving her open, and that's her second one. She's going to knock one in a minute.
That ball's live, and instead it goes back to Brown across the timeline.
Ooh,
setting up an open right for three, and there's your first triple for High Point. Timeout called by the Panthers. Hit their first three in 13 attempts, and we'll take the break as well. High Point chasing 18 early in this third quarter.
Hard work, a love for the game, is mandatory down here. Sacrifice, a desire to be great, lives down here.
Perez open three, yes!
Excellence, the will to compete, persists down here.
It's for the win!
This is the Big South, where winners are made.
Geico makes it easy to get help when I need it. With licensed agents available 24/7, it's not just easy. It's having Jerome Bettis on your flag football team easy. Go get him, Bus!
Ooh. Come on, Bus. Come on. Hey, wait. I'm gonna get the flag. I got your flag, man. I got your flag.
It's Geico Easy, with licensed agents available 24/7.
49-0.
One boy.
Discover the new language of travel.
Bonvoy.
Marriott Bonvoy. 30 hotel brands, endless experiences, rewards reimagined.
Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
This Big South Conference broadcast is brought to you in part by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com today. Marriott, the official hotel partner of the Big South Conference. And Sunbelt Rentals. We have equipment for that.
The High Point Panthers get their first three in this game. It comes from Zaria Wright, a club that makes 10 a game, and they're getting their offense going midway through this third quarter.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they make any defensive changes coming off that timeout after that three-point shot. We'll have to see.
High Point is a club. They don't shoot particularly well, just 29%, but they're not afraid to shoot the three.
Oh,
and
no.
Wright steps up, the redshirt sophomore, hits a big triple. And now can High Point take a deep breath and find their rhythm here in the conference opener.
Look like they're going to stay in their man-to-man.
Let's not forget, High Point has won 6 straight conference openers. And Faith Price draws a reach-in foul up in the front court here on Cameron Brown. Price, the freshman's gotten more minutes with the injury to Michaela Coleman. And now she's going to have to fill that role as the backup point guard.
Well, she's a good player. She can really shoot it. And these minutes will be good for her.
And Michaela Coleman out with a torn ACL, her right knee. So Campbell going deep into its bench. Ashlyn Hampton going right to work on Van Sluten. Good position and lays it in.
A 6 for Hampton. All of them with her left hand today.
Hampton had just 1 point in her last game against Hofstra. A good scoring effort from the junior today. Back comes Cameron Brown, searching for her first points. Can't get the friendly roll, and it's tipped out to Wright. Fresh 20 for the Panthers. Wright to the cup. Another miss for High Point. Look at Campbell running in transition. Brittany Staves wants a look for two and sinks it.
She said, hey, nobody to pass to. I think I'll take this.
Following the Shy Tooley lead is Campbell's bench coming alive. Almost 20 points from the bench today. And we have an armbar foul on this end of the floor. That's on Brittany Staves, the freshman, her second. We talk about this bench for Campbell. They have 10 points off the bench today. Staves a big part of that as well with 4.
Get a tremendous lift from their bench. Very unselfish team. You know, it's not about.
Oh, and McMichael turns it over. Here's Faith Price into the front court. Price trying to go up strong, and she lost it off her leg. Oh, it's going to be Campbell basketball. A bit surprised there with the call.
For Campbell, it's not about who's starting or who's playing. It's about being efficient when you're out there and pulling hard for each other. Just a very unselfish ball club.
It outscored High Point by 7 here in the third, and the foul on Curran, pushing Hampton to the floor, who had a clean look. And now High Point coming up on 4 team fouls, almost in the bonus with 5 minutes to play.
Could be trouble. Yep, you can see the contact there. See a little push before the ball got there.
Nice look at Staves, misses her shot, and Curran comes up with it. Curran had 6 points in the first quarter. She's only scored 2 since for the conference's leading scorer. Wright lets it go, and Hampton with a strong defensive rebound. Boy, the Panthers have struggled to shoot, just 25% today. Looking to get something going against the second best defense in the Big South in Campbell. Hampton on the slide as the pass goes to Staves. Brittany is blocked, gets her own rebound, misses the second look. But a nice opportunity for the freshman.
Yep, good extra effort. Just didn't go. Campbell doing a good job getting down the floor that time. High Point was really
And
pushing.
an offensive foul as Zaria Wright goes right into Hampton, drawing the charge. That's now the 5th team foul on High Point.
Yeah, Hampton is showing up all over today.
Ashland Hampton draws the charge.
Feet are set.
And we go to timeout. We're going to take a break as well. Campbell up 22 midway through the third quarter on ESPN+. Campbell up 22, its largest lead of the day, as Ronnie Fisher has 5 bench players in for this rotation midway through the third quarter. And we've seen in this third, Campbell outscore High Point by 7 and start to extend the lead after an impressive first half.
Did you say bench players? Are you sure they're not starters, Evan?
The way they're playing this season, it certainly could be the case. Campbell's bench, the most points of any team in the league on average. They pick up nearly 15 a night. And now Nani Carver will dribble it up the floor for this offense. And shooting 41% from the field. They've held High Point to just 25% shooting, well below their average. Hampton working hard in the post against Duel. Looking for help with 8 on the clock. Spate launches a triple. Gets her own rebound, and Campbell can reset. The Campbells are now plus 18 on the boards. Really dominating in second chance looks.
Yeah, they're getting a lot.
Price for 3, and she takes advantage.
There she goes. She can take it. She can hit it. She shot the lights out.
Literally, the lights have gone out.
The lights out.
And they're back on again.
And they're back off. Oh, wow.
And we're going to take a timeout as we look to get the power back on in Gore Arena. Faith Price is so hot from the field, the lights have gone out. You don't see that too often. Take a quick break.
I wonder where Mike is. I don't see Mike Collins. He must be back there.
She's shooting so well, the lights are off. Well, there we go. The lights are back on, and with 4 minutes to go in this third quarter, Campbell up 25. High Point searching for answers on the offensive end. They made just one shot in this third quarter. Skylar Curran with the ball now as the shot clock hits 15, launches a quick one. And again, the shooting woes continue for the Panthers. They have not scored in 3 minutes. Campbell, meanwhile, on a 7-0 run, led by its bench here in the third. Price off the pick, gets to the hole, switches hands and lays it in.
I think I'll switch to my left hand on that.
Faith Price up to 5 points, and Campbell nearing 50 midway through this second half. There's an open triple for Duell. And boy, another miss for the Panthers. 1 of 14 from long range. This is a club that makes 10 of them per night.
There's a lid down there, I believe. There's a lid on it. Beautiful pass.
Hampton working position, and Campbell now running away with this game, up 29. Chelsea Banbury's club searching for answers. They shot it well in their last game against Greensboro, but having real trouble today scoring the basketball. We have a foul here on Tatiana Carver reaching in. Just the second team foul for Campbell.
You know, Campbell's three-point field goal percentage defense is not as good as it was because of the last game at Hofstra, but hey, it's going to go up today.
Holding the best three-point shooting team well below their average, and Price commits the foul on Meadows right after a nice block, sending the redshirt freshman to the free throw line. There's a lot of ball there, Coach.
Wow, tough break for Campbell that time.
So Meadows, 11 of 23, just 50% from the line, and nails her first. High Point has only gotten to the free throw line 4 times today, and they've made 3.
You know, they're a lot of what they're doing is out on the perimeter, so they're not getting to the line that much. But there we saw Meadows take it to the hole that time.
Campbell maintaining a strong start in this third quarter, outscoring High Point 17-4. Staves gets right past McMichael, has it poked loose. Hampton is blocked. What an effort by Cameron Brown as the senior sends it away.
Yeah, good hustle from behind by Brown, because that looked like that was going to be an
Hampton is
basket.
left open on the inbound and can't complete it. High Point still hasn't hit a shot from the field in 5 minutes, leaving it up for Curran for 3. And Skylar Curran, an uncharacteristic night. She's 4 for 10 and has not hit a 3. This is a girl who leads the conference in scoring.
Yeah, and she and Brown are first and second in three-point field goals made in the game in the conference as well. They're just out of sync right now.
Here's Brown with a turnover. Brown against Carver, wanting more, gets to the hole and a finish. First points for Cameron Brown as High Point tries to hang around late in this third quarter. Carver off the ball, straight left open. Here's a long triple, and it's good.
Carver knocking it down.
This balance, Campbell scoring. 9 different players have scored today. High Point led by Curran, she has 8. McMichael in on Hampton. Tough shot. A deflection there, and Spate comes up with it. Campbell looks to extend this lead north of 30 as they try to start 1-0 in the conference for the second time in 2 years. Carver again for 3. This time from the wing, and Carver's feeling it.
How about that? Back to back. Good to see that young lady back out on the floor too.
Tatiana Carver matching her season high with 6 points. And there's still 10 minutes to go in this game. Now Duell, guarded by Staves on the switch. China McMichael left open in the corner. Launches a 3, and it rattles home. Big shot for McMichael, breaking the Campbell 9-0 run.
Campbell's not giving them much of anything but three-point shots. They're really staying out in front of them defensively, making it hard for them to get to the basket and draw those fouls.
Campbell can hold for the final shot. Outscoring High Point by 14 here in the third quarter. Carver dribbling on Brown. Has it poked loose. Ball on the floor. And a jump ball. Will give it to High Point. I actually didn't see a Campbell player in that scrum. But a jump ball is called. High Point possession as they can shoot the final shot. Let's see what High Point has drawn up. This is Courtney Meadows.
Gonna be one of those last-second desperations there.
Meadows, a deep triple, and an air ball ends the third quarter. Campbell outscores High Point by 14 in the third. The lead is almost 30 as we head to the final quarter. Big third quarter for the Campbell bench, led by 6 from Tatiana Carver. The lead is now up to 29 as this balanced offense, they have found ways to score all up and down the scorecard. 9 different players have scored, and this lead, the largest of the day.
You never can tell with Campbell. It can be a different player each night in and night out, due to the depth on their bench.
The hometown Gaylord the Campbell is loving it.
Big man on campus.
Shooting the ball well tonight. 50% in that third quarter. Thanks to Carver, 6 off the bench, and now we begin the fourth. This is the Big South Conference opener, and Campbell brings back its starting 5 to open the fourth quarter. A unit that did not play the entire third. Tooley is left open, slips it into McNamara Clement. Good defense by McMichael. And there's a foul on Amaria McNear.
She turned around and faced the basket. She can't lay her hands on it.
That's her 4th foul. So with 9:30 to go, some early foul trouble for High Point. Campbell got the bonus in the third quarter with 4 minutes to play. Serrano knifing in, and that might be the 5th foul on McNear.
She got sandwiched in there by 4 of them.
With that foul, McNear has now picked up her 5th. She is out. And we'll show you the foul.
Here she goes. There's 1, 2, 3. There's the bump. She's got her with the midsection.
The freshman is fouled out. Duel comes in for High Point. And now Thule working it into Bolden. Great position and lays it in.
Bolden having a good game today. Nice pass inside by Thule as well.
Taya Bolden already 10 rebounds. And now with 4 points on the other end of the floor. Meadows dancing in. Sets up Duel for 3. And she nails it. Second three-pointer of the night for High Point, a club that makes 10 per game. They're just 2 of 18 in this one.
It's a little out of sync for High Point.
Barber, tight defense by Shire in her face. Barber floating up in the air, wanted the foul and can't get it. High Point now trying to start this fourth quarter, a bit of a run. Panthers have the top scoring duo in the Big South, and Brown and Curran, they've combined for 10 points tonight. And Duel tries to help out the cause with a nice layup.
Duel showing her versatility. She can do it inside and she can do it on the perimeter.
High Point came in just 1-5 on the road. This may be their toughest performance to swallow thus far. Thule and the Campbells undefeated at home this year. Another great slip into Bolden, and she's fouled going up. Free throws on the way for Taya Bolden, who's been doing it all on the floor for Campbell tonight.
Another pretty pass by Thule inside, too, that time to Bolden.
Taya Bolden earning her third start of the season. Picked up her 23rd career game with 10 or more rebounds, matching her number's sake. This is all in just 3 years for Bolden.
Yeah, it's amazing to watch a player like Bolden, how she can get to the board. And some of the rebounds she comes up with are fun to watch, to say the least.
Bolden goes 2 for 2 from the line and leads up to nearly 30.
Really helping her, too, that she's enhanced her free throw percentage that you mentioned earlier in the game, Evan.
And now she's shooting at 68%. Brown with a tough look, and that was affected by McNamara Clement. Certainly now if you're Ronnie Fisher, you're not playing the scoreboard, but you're playing your performance. What must Campbell do in this fourth quarter to finish out strong?
Well, they just got to keep playing hard, doing the little things. That's why they're where they are right now.
Bolden with a shot fake, goes up with the right, can't finish. Taya Bolden trying to show off her offensive prowess. Dangerous pass, caught, and now Curran drives in all the way to the bucket. And another miss for High Point. Back and forth we go early in the fourth. Barber to the hole. Bolden with the rebound, and she's whacked.
Back to the free throw line she goes.
Taya Bolden finding a new home with the charity stripe. She's got 6 points and has made all of her free throws tonight. So Taya Bolden, the redshirt junior, had just 3 points in her last game, has doubled that tonight, and has been perfect from the free throw line.
Wow.
And as that one rolls out, let's show you how Bolden set this up with her offensive rebound.
Here she comes. I mean, she's in position way early. You know, that's the name of the game. She knows when to get there. She understands what's going on out on the floor, and she's standing there waiting for that rebound oftentimes more than not.
A rare 2 misses from the free throw line for Bolden. And the lead remains 28. Cameron Brown on the switch, lays it off for an open triple, and Shire can't hit it. Rebound tipped out to Saranya. This High Point team continues to struggle from 9 range, 3 of 19 from 3. Campbell, meanwhile, they've worked it inside, 44% from the field.
Barber's got to get out of there.
Bolden backing down on the block. Tough shot, more of a pass, and there's a foul on the second look.
So that looked like the second pass of the day off the glass for Campbell.
Right with the foul, and there was a lot of contact on that possession. Campbell's been getting to the free throw line a bunch. Already in the bonus with 6:35 left in this final quarter. What have you noticed from Campbell today, especially drawing a bunch of fouls on High Point?
Yeah, they're carrying the ball inside. I mean, they're being very effective against this man-to-man, which you'd hope you'd be able to do. And they're either getting the bucket or they're getting to the free throw line.
Campbell this year 3rd in free throw percentage in the league. They were first for much of the first 2 months, but have struggled in the last 3 games. Good to see Campbell shooting 11 of 14 today.
Yeah, they're taking full advantage of getting in the bonus early. Definitely.
So McNamara Clement goes to the bench. Hampton and Svenja Nuremberg come in. As Campbell off to a quick start here in this home conference opener. Cameron Brown misses on another triple. She is just 1 of 9 from the field. And this is rare. Brown has scored in double figures in 4 straight games.
Not a typical day at all at the office for Brown at all.
Hampton working on right. Sets up Nuremberg. And now Barber bouncing it around. A lot of passing. Drawing the fouls. Hampton works the contact.
Campbell's guards are creating a lot too. Their penetration is drawing people across the paint, and it's freeing up their post players for a lot of these opportunities that they're getting either at the basket or at the free throw line. A good drive by Barber that time to set Hampton up.
So with just over 6 minutes left in this 4th quarter, Campbell's now attempted 15 free throws. A friendly roll makes them 12 of 15. High Point has just 5 free throw attempts, and that seems to be telling a huge story today.
Absolutely, for sure. Campbell's creating a lot. There's another second chance opportunity for Campbell off a free throw. Those are the things that give coaches nightmares.
Speaking of rebounding, Campbell is plus 28 on the boards, almost 50 rebounds in this game. Spate with 5 on the shot clock, slips it out to Thule. Down low to Hampton with a shot fake and can't make the shot. The referee's going to confer that that first shot hit the rim for Hampton. And the refs think it did as they all come together, led by Sam Allen, our lead referee. And I believe they're going to review this shot.
Good head and shoulder fake by Hampton.
Did that hit the rim, however, is the question.
Looked like it hit the rim to me.
It came off at an odd angle, which made it difficult to tell. Otherwise, that's a shot clock violation, and it's High Point basketball. But if you're Ronnie Fisher's club, your starters are back in early in this 4th quarter, and you've seen a dominant performance from start to finish. What do you take away from a game like this?
Well, you know, there's so much you can take away from it. It's first conference game. You carry so much more momentum into the next game coming off of a game like this. A great overall play. Here we get another look.
I do see a little bit of rim there.
I don't know. It's hard to tell, isn't it?
So Campbell gets the ball. They'll also get 20 seconds on the shot clock. But to your point, Coach, this has been a dominant display on the conference opener. Serrano dribbles away from pressure.
I think Campbell's on a mission to show people, hey, you know what? We're better than you picked us in this league this year.
Campbell picked 4th in the preseason as Shire called for the reach-in foul. And now in the bonus is Campbell for the final 5.5 minutes. High Point, meanwhile, they finished 2nd in the league last year, a women's NIT berth. They were picked 6th. We've certainly seen what Campbell can put on display. What must High Point do to find their rhythm, especially here early in conference?
Well, you know, on a game like this, sometimes you have to say, you know what? Let's forget it. Let's move on. Let's get back to work. Let's roll our sleeves back up. Let's focus on the things that we want to do and do a better job next time out.
Thule leads all scorers with 14 tonight. Zaria Wright slips it out to Duel. Here's a 3 and an air ball. The Panthers are now just 3 of 21. That's under 15% from long range.
Yeah, definitely not their best, the best shooting day by any means that Coach Banbury would want from her team today, I know.
And we're back to action with just over 5 minutes to go. This is a Campbell club that has had 9 different players score, all but Spade who have checked in. And you see Kiana running around the floor, number 0 in the orange. Hampton with 9 on the shot clock, sizes up Duel, gets it back to Carver. Down to 5. Carver looking for help, guarded tightly by Meadows. Spate forces it up and hits the rim. Good recovery there by Spate, but High Point gets the stop. Now Meadows spinning away. Tough look with the left and another air ball for the Panthers. Coach Banbury can't be happy with those last 2 looks.
A lot of frustration, I'm sure, right now, but
we have a whistle and a timeout on the court. We'll take the break as well. 4:23 to go. Campbell up by 32. Our Precision Forward play of the game. It's Taya Bolden, the assist maker, and McNamara Clement cleaning it up for Campbell down low.
Yeah, Bolden did a great job there, penetrating, drawing 2 defenders, and then making the pass over the top to the other post player. We've seen them do that time and time again today, post to post and score.
.423 to go. Campbell has cleared its bench, up by 32. Looking for a dominant Big South Conference win to open up the slate. Every team but Radford in action today. So a chance to work out early ahead as Price misses. Hampton cleans it up and an easy bucket. She's now double figures.
Hampton's had a good day today.
11 points and 7 rebounds. What has she done so well?
Well, she's created a good presence inside for Campbell, I think, in the post. Being productive, scoring in the post, and getting to the free throw line.
Speaking of which, Zaria Wright draws the foul on Nuremberg, and she goes to the free throw line. This series all time, Campbell and High Point, a perfect 9-9 at home. It dates back to 1973, and Coach and I are very familiar with the rivalry, but what I want to bring up today, in 2012, these teams met. Campbell lost at home, breaking a 6-0 start. It seems like Campbell with this win will go to 5-0 at home. What reminds you of this team versus that 2012 club led by Kira Gaines?
Well, I tell you, two good ball clubs, that's for sure, definitely. But this team from Campbell has got some strengths that are really promising. They have the ability to shoot the ball well from three-point territory by a number of players. They have post players who are proving themselves inside, being a presence inside. They've got a good balance about them and a good depth about them.
The depth has been on full display today as Campbell leads by 32. Hampton going back to work, wanting a foul, and she'll get it with 8 on the shot clock. Campbell's in the bonus here, so more free throws, this time for Ashland Hampton. By the way, if this result holds, it'll be the largest margin of victory for Campbell. That record is 32 points. You have to go back to 1986. I will guarantee you none of the players were alive in 1986, but I know, Coach, you were a big part of that effort. You guys scored 108 that day.
Oh, is that right?
May not be that type of offensive outing today, but the defense has been impressive, slowing down this three-point shooting team at High Point.
It really has. Campbell had a good third quarter, good first quarter, you know, really good.
And as Meadows comes up short, High Point has missed their last 7 shots from the field. Some of the life taken out of this building by Campbell's defensive effort today. Holding the top three-point shooting team at High Point to just 3 of 21. Carver had it poke loose, gets it into Hampton. Nice slip to Nuremberg, who finishes it off.
It's another good example of a post player making a pass that leads to the basket inside.
Nuremberg is the 10th different player who has scored for Campbell today. High Point is led by Curran so far. She has 8. A couple others with 7, including McMichael. Now Curran backing down Spate, and a double dribble. Turnover for High Point. Even with 2:26 left in this game, you gotta love the effort from Campbell on defense.
Playing hard. They are playing hard. They're getting after it. You know, that's the beauty of going deep into your bench. Everybody's eager, everybody's hungry when they get out on the floor, everybody's trying to prove themselves.
So what you're saying is no motivation needed to hold High Point scoreless in the last 6 minutes. Faith Price back into the game for Campbell. Price has it poke loose and off of Duel. So with 2:08 to go, Campbell well in line to its first conference win. High Point hasn't lost a conference opener in 7 years. This is a team with a lot of tradition under Deanna Hendricks, their former head coach, now at Miami, Ohio. And a challenge here for Chelsea Branberry, trying to elevate her program in her first year. Nuremberg gets right past the defense and lays it in.
You know, it just takes time. Branberry right now, I know she's frustrated, but she's a great up-and-coming coach in the league. She comes out of a tremendous program, and just going to take her a little time.
Price with the block, trying to save it as well, but it's last touched by Faith Price. Denying Callie Shire that time. Because High Point, they have a good offense, there's no doubt. Best in the Big South in three-point shooting, and that has just not been the case today. Now with 1.5 minutes to play, Campbell can slow it down and milk out an impressive home win. A lot of slipping and sliding on the court today, especially on that far side.
Yeah, Campbell's being very deliberate.
Julia Crocker comes in for Campbell, number 30 in the orange. And we have a reach-in foul with 9 on the shot clock. Free throws coming up for Nani Carver.
I'm sure it's not what Coach Banbury wanted there with the shot clock going down. Another foul.
Courtney Meadows commits the foul. It's her second. Carver trying to extend her point total up to 7. That'd be a season high. And Ronnie Fisher straps the suit jacket back on. That's when you know a job has been well done. A non-stressed, even-keeled Ronnie Fisher. You don't see that too often. He's got to be impressed with his club today.
Got to be. It's been a great day for Campbell. Great conference opener for them. setting a good tone going into this Big South Conference play.
Shot clock under 10. Nirenberg left open in front of her bench and can't complete the triple. Wright falls to the floor with the rebound, and now we have the final minute. Meadows dances in, draws the foul. And free throws on the way for Courtney Meadows, the freshman from Harrisonburg, North Carolina, the Georgetown transfer. Meadows had a redshirt after playing in just 5 games at Georgetown. But she's now an active part of this bench.
Got the little double threats with the 2 lefties out on the perimeter.
It may not go down as Campbell's largest win against High Point all time, but maybe one of its most convincing. Ten different players have scored today. 12 have come in, every active player for Campbell. And Carver goes right to the rim, drawing a foul on Meadows. 2 more free throws for Nani Carver.
That's 14 free throws this half. 16 to be here.
So Carver trying to extend her season high in points tonight. But unable to hit from the free throw line. She's missed her last 3.
It's like, don't think about a Coca-Cola can. What do? You think about it. Got to convince yourself it's going, and there she did.
She's up to 7 points, and Campbell's now made 16 from the charity stripe, doubling High Point's totals. Last chance for the Panthers here on the road. They've been on the road for 4 straight games, and they don't return until Tuesday, their next home contest. Zaria Wright, good move, but can't complete it. And that will do it. Campbell across the timeline for a convincing home win. A dominant start from Shai Tooley. 10 different players scoring. Campbell controls it from start to finish. A 73-36 win and a perfect capper of the Big South opener for the Fighting Camels.
Well, it really was, and from the get-go, Campbell came out really strong at the beginning of this game. Had great play up and down their bench. Got a lot of productivity out of a lot of people.
Campbell, its largest victory ever against the High Point Panthers. They moved to 1-0 in the conference. High Point drops to 0-1. Alongside the head coach, Wanda Watkins, Eva Budrovich signing off from Bowie's Creek. This is a presentation of ESPN. You can check it out live on the ESPN app. Final score, Campbell 73, High Point 36.